Let's begin today's Vanguard news with 50 cards posting that Bushiroad is allegedly increasing the prices of their products starting DZBT05 onwards. Take note that this message was sent to US retailers, so those living in Europe and Southeast Asia may need to ask their local provider if their prices will also be affected. But seeing as the reasoning is due to cardboard and tinfoil getting more expensive, expect this price increase to affect said regions as well. For the G1s that played Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh before TCG Player even existed, ID Late 08 had a pre-sale listing of VSBO cards in DZBT03, thus confirming that they will be in the English release. Those anticipating when the next wave of Bang Dream Critical Triggers collab to come to the English game to finally complete their MyGo deck, I predict that they'll be included in the English release of DZLBT01 instead, to justify the upcoming Umeno Casho Cup in September, which coincidentally will only allow Lyrical Monasterio and Bang Dream Nation decks. Those anticipating a new restriction list, so that the two Dragon Empire ninjas can finally stop dominating the meta. Bushiroad's next PowerPoint presentation will be on the 23rd of September. Expect the English game to not get any new restriction list as we're getting DZBT03 at the end of the month and Shoujo Doji needs to move stock. With the hype for Impuldio spoiled a week early as DZBT04 comes out this Friday, Bushiroad makes the Destined One for Lyrical Monasterio the last reveal for the set. Lucent Sweet Millers is your typical D-series starter that once again proves that all of the Destined One starters look so much better than their main grade 3. Coolest glance Velia when ridden over by Mature Loss Lutica, makes you draw a card then put a card either in your rear guard or hand into your soul, and give your Vanguard 5k power. This is probably one of the more balanced Lyrical Monasterio ride line cards I've seen. Instead of just getting a free card, it makes you pay for it back by putting a card into your soul with the power buff as the only compensation. Mature Lords Lutica when ridden over by a grade 3 Licia Fiel card, lets you pay 1 counter or 3 energy blast to draw a card and soul charge 1 card. Guess that Licia Fiel won't need pressure as Lutica basically does her job with the added bonus of a soul charge. Bushiroad is secretly making Energy Cyclist from DZBT01 obsolete. Destined One of Supremacy Licia Fiel once per turn while on Vanguard, lets you pay 3 energy, and putting 2 or more of your rear guards into soul when she attacks while not boosted, to get an extra drive check. Then she gets 5k power for each card put to soul by this ability. And once per match while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 counter blast at the end of the battle she attacked a grade 3 or higher unit, while you have 6 or more cards in soul, to stand herself, but she loses 2 drive checks. And until the end of the match, all your Licia Fiel Vanguard gets 5k power and an extra crit. I haven't seen a Lyrical Monasterio card being based off a Dark States mechanic this obvious since Lutetia. From soul charging rear guards to her divine skill mimicking a fraction of the nation's over trigger, she's basically if Greedon became a cute anime girl. This card proves once again that playing other nations is kind of pointless, when Lyrical Monasterio can do the same thing but better. Soothing Voice Jeanette, while on rear guard or the Guardian Circle gets 5k power and shields, if you have a grade 3 or higher Licia Fiel Vanguard. The deck's typical common cycle card, nothing more to say. Charmy Present Amphi when placed on rear guard lets you pay 1 counter blast if you have a grade 3 or higher Licia Fiel Vanguard to draw a card, and she gets 5k power. And when she's put to soul from rear guard by your grade 3 or higher Licia Fiel Vanguard's ability, your Vanguard gets 5k power. How fitting that a demon race card would work like a Dark States unit in supporting Licia Fiel. Greedon players are foaming in the mouth. Sweetest Sweets Supremacy is a normal order card that can only be played by paying 1 counter blast while you have a Licia Fiel Vanguard to charge 2 energy then give your Vanguard a continuous ability that gives all your front row units 5k power. The 2 energy comes from the amount of sugar those pancakes are packing, while giving all your front row 5k power comes from the Vanguard feeding everyone and giving them diabetes. Sway with Swings Belatial while on rear guard gets 5k power when she boost while you have a grade 3 or higher Licia Fiel Vanguard. And when she's put to soul from rear guard by your Licia Fiel Vanguard's ability, draw a card then countercharge 1 damage if you did not countercharge this turn. If Aerial Sage and Impale Horn Dragon had a baby, this card would be it, thus making her one of the best Divine's booster unit cycle card. Brilliance restage Albelina while on rear guard. Gets 5k power if you have a grade 3 or higher Lyrical Vanguard. And once per turn while on rear guard, you can pay 1 counter blast when your grade 3 or higher Lyrical Vanguard attacks and your front row has no other rear guards to stand herself, and she gets 10k power if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. Funny how that once per turn clause is to specifically prevent this card from being able to restand a second time when using Lyrial's divine skill. Ringing Song Fire while on rear guard gets 10k power when she attacks, while you have a grade 3 or higher Chris Rain Vanguard and have 4 units with different names. Chris Rain got herself a discount Strega. Moderate Mint Rachel while on rear guard lets you pay 3 energy and putting herself into your soul when your grade 3 or higher Chris Rain Vanguard attacks. To draw a card, then stand one of your rear guard chosen by your grade 3 or higher Chris Rain Vanguard's ability. If you did not stand a rear guard by a card ability this turn, Chris Rain can finally do a 4th attack without using her divine skill, which ironically cannot be used during the same turn you used your divine skill. DZBT-05 is only known for one thing as of this time, that being Leelodium. So much so that Bushiroad is already showing off some card accessories featuring her, like they're gauging how thirsty are the simps. The set will also have the upcoming Oshara Majo collab and all their PlayStation 2 graphic glory. Finally, here's Lyrial's secret rare. Too much pink energy is dangerous. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if Alden was justified when he copied Lyrical Monasterio's mechanic.